We've got one of those sort of jobs that's been very annoying. It came in for a front timing cover to be replaced because this little bracket had broken off where the fan goes, which is kind of annoying. And you can't just buy that piece, you have to buy the whole lot together. So we've got a replacement cover for it, but when we took the cover off, we found out that the belt was worn. Now, I replaced this a year ago, sorry, and it's all worn out. So what's the cause of the problem? Well, we traced it to the pulley being off a little bit. It's not quite square. So after a bit of messing about, we found out this was the problem. This was the original bracket, and this is a bracket I've taken off my engine so we can get this job away, and it's been modified. And you can see this one's on slots, this one's on slots, and this one's got bushings in it, which is completely different. So if you got timing belt wear problems, it's not always the idler pulleys or anything like that. It's more than likely this. Now, this is an old design, and again, this is a modified design with a slip bush in here, and it's more reinforced, so just watch out for that. So we found out what the problem was. It's actually the housing that's a little bit bent. We haven't got a housing, so what we're going to do is just move this pump back a little bit. Now, we did a quick test run a few minutes ago, and you can see the bolt just down here on the back of the injector pump. Well, we took the bracket off the block, and we slackened off all the bolts on the injector pump, but kept the belt on, and we put the pulley at the front so we could actually drive this car without any front cover on it. And what we did was, we got a washer like this, and we put it between the pump body and the housing and moved it back a bit, and guess what? The belt moved towards the back now. Instead of going this way, now it was going the other way. So I've got a helper today. So what we've done is we've measured up this here, which is about 1.3, 1.4 millimeters. It's an old washer that I cut and split so we could put down the side, and we found out that one of the shims for the swivel pin for the Land Rover is about the ideal size. So I'm going to cut this with like a washer and cut a shim, and then we're going to test it again. Now, when we did test it the first time, we found out that the belt was running. I don't know if you can see. Let me see if I can zoom in. Hold on, really. Yeah, that's it. You can see the belt is running towards the back with this shim in. It's quite difficult to see, but with that shim in, the belt was running towards the back. With no shim in, the belt was running towards the front, and it was touching the front of the pulley, which is not good. So we've got to so we're going to compromise and put that in, and hopefully that will work. Now, there isn't much room for error on this pulley and the guides. There's not much room in there. You can see just down at the bottom there, that's the only space we have to work with. So hopefully by putting this new shim in that's half the thickness of the original shim we had, it'll pull that belt and it will run it nice and central in the pulleys. Let's see. So as you can see now, by using different shims, we've got that belt now to ride right in the middle of that pulley. It's worked out actually better than I expected. So just to quickly show you what we did, because I forgot what we told you. We started off with a big washer, and we just cut a slot in it to put round the bolt down here on this top bolt of the furthest right bolt on the injector pump. Now, then what we did was we got these are the old shims out of the swivel pins on the Defenders and the early Discos. And we cut some little shims like this with a pair of scissors because it's very thin to cut. And by putting progressively thicker, we managed to work it out over a very short period of time how to get it to line up. So that's a big major problem out of the way. So the next thing we're going to do is fit the bracket Now the bracket has slots in it, so now we're going to tighten it up onto this back piece first, down here, and then we'll tighten this bit up so the pump can't move left and right, and that should fix that job. We'll test it all though before we put it all back together.